So you don't need much to thread a serger. I just have the black thread that I'm going to be switching out and a pair of thread cutters. Any scissors will be fine. This little brush came with my serger. It's to clean out the inside, and if you would like, you can use tweezers. It helps, but I'm so used to threading my serger that I don't need it all the time, but it is very helpful to have it handy just in case you get caught up. So first things first, you make sure your serger is off, and I go ahead and cut my threads up here and remove my old thread. Just wind it back up to keep it neat. And then I'm going to turn my machine on for a hot second, and I am just going to pull the rest of this thread. I'm just going to run and pull the rest of the thread out and toss it in the trash. Okay. I'm going to turn my machine off, and I'm going to take my brush and just kind of gently brush out the fuzzies that are in there. I like to do this kind of really quickly. You can also very gently, not hard, just blow out some of those fuzzies. We're going to start threading on the far right cone, which is your lower looper. Just going to place your cone on the holder. Thread your thread coming towards you through the hole, and it says number 1 up there. The next piece is number 2, it's right here, and number 3, it's simply telling you to snap your thread underneath these latches and through this groove and down to number 4. And you have guides here, and by the way, I'm using a Brother 1034D serger, but you have a guide here, and it tells you for the blue, you're going to follow the blue lines and you're going to thread this way. So I'm following the lines and I'm placing the thread under both of these hooks. So I've placed my thread here under both of these hooks, and just to get my lower looper exposed, I am rotating towards me. You don't rotate forward, never do that. You want to rotate towards you to pull out your lower looper, which is right here. I'm pulling out this arrow to expose this hook right here, and I'm going to point with my tweezers, but this is what I'm looking to expose, is this hook right here. I'm going to thread my thread behind this hook, and don't worry if it doesn't stay, that's no big deal, okay? Your goal is to thread your lower looper, and I'm simply going to take my thread and I'm pushing it through this tiny hole, and it's coming out of the back just fine. Here I'm reaching around and I'm just grabbing my thread, and so I need my tweezers here, so I'm just going to take my tweezers and pick it up. It's threaded, I just need to catch it in the back, and I'm pulling it through. So as you can see, my thread kind of came loose a bit here. No biggie. What you want to do is make sure that you're threading your lower looper right here. So as you pull it through, just place it back where it needs to be. It needs to go behind this hook and under these hooks. So again, you're following down here, here, under both of these hooks, on top of your step 8, behind this hook, and through your lower looper, and just pull the thread out the back. That's it for your lower looper. And it's the same step as before. You're going to place it through your thread guide up there. You're snapping it under number 2, and we're using the green guide, pulling it through. And again, following the green line, we're going to hook on this hook under this first hook, and then we're bringing it up to this hook. So we're moving it down through hook number 5, under hook number 6, through hook number 7. We're going to thread our upper looper, which is this piece right here. So I'm taking my thread and I'm simply pushing it through that hole to thread it. And again, You can push it through with your fingers, or you can take tweezers to help guide you. And I'm simply just pulling it out. And you want to give yourself a long enough tail back here to make sure your threads don't get pulled out. Okay, we're moving on to the third cone, and we're going to thread our. Place your cone, thread the top as usual, nothing wonderful to see there. Thread steps 2, 3, 4. Now this one's a bit different for your thread, for your needles. You're down here, we're following the pink, and we're line number 4 here. We're gonna loop around here, and we're gonna come down and thread our needle. So I've got my thread here, pulling it around under both hooks through number 5, and my thread's here and ready to thread my needle. So my thread's here. I'm gonna place it back through this hook to secure it, and it's much like a sewing machine. And I'm going to thread my right needle, which is my lower needle, or the needle to your right. Very simple. And here's the tip. The tip of my thread is a little tapered here, which is what you want. But a tip here is if you find that you're having a problem threading and it just starts to split, just take your scissors and cut at an angle to give yourself a clean edge to work with. I'm simply just going to push this through the eye of my right needle, and there's that. Okay. Step 2 and 3. And we've come down here. We'll loop around. Through this hook, and we thread the left needle. So once you have everything threaded, just go ahead, turn on your machine and press your pedal and start a chain. You're just gonna, I'd already done mine, so you're just gonna run this through and make sure that your chain catches. Okay, now that you've got your chain and you verify that it looks like it's going to serge properly, just grab a scrap of fabric and test it out. And there you go. You have a serger threaded and ready to go. So I hope that this has been very helpful for you. I hope that you will take it upon yourself to just get to know your serger a little better. And you can have so much fun with your serger. The inside of your garment will look really, really, really nice. And you know, you can stop your fabrics from fraying, but just take the time, get to know your serger, give it a little practice, and practice makes perfect. So I hope this has been helpful for you. I will see you later. Bye.